Hi, class. It's Friday afternoon. It's cloudy outside. It's been a beautiful week, though. And I just wanted to share a little bit with you today. I have got my Bible here and I'm reading in Philippians, fourth chapter. And this Bible I have has a section called Truth in Action. And it gives you a truth that's in the Bible. And then, based on verses, it gives you the action that is invited of us. So, fourth chapter of Philippians is one of my favorites. And the specific verses that jump out at me, it says, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." And I think a lot of times we make requests in general, and God sometimes wants us to be a little more specific. But we may get into that in another session. But for right now, the truth that is taught here is that through Jesus Christ, we have the freedom to rejoice forevermore. And truth faith never says, I cannot. When you say, I cannot do something that the Lord has called you to, I sort of think that shows a little unbelief. So let's look at the verses that apply to this. First is chapter 4, verses 4 through 7. And those go, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to all men. The Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplications with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ." So, what action does that invite? First of all, rejoicing is supposed to be a constant discipline. He doesn't say try to rejoice. He doesn't say in verse 4, rejoice when things are going good. It says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. That is a command to us. We have to refuse to worry about the things going on around us and understand that Jesus is the one that gives us peace if we trust in Him and ask for His help. We also need to choose to be contented in all circumstances. And if we look at verse 11, it says, and this is Paul speaking to the Philippians, he says, "Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content." That is difficult. I know it is for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But we need to learn to be content. You know, with all this COVID crisis going on right now, and we're under stay-at-home orders, that is a good time to learn contentment, to pray to God to help you be content with where you are. And I want to go on and read in verse 13, which says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." This goes back to never saying I cannot. You need to know and believe that Jesus will enable you to do anything that He asks of you. And that doesn't say He will enable you to do anything. We have a lot of wants, and we want this and we want that. And it doesn't say Jesus is going to enable us to do that. Maybe He will, maybe not. But anything He asks of us, He will enable us to do. I cannot should not be in our vocabulary when it comes to what God asks us. We need to know and to truly believe that Jesus Christ will enable you to do anything. Nothing is impossible if you believe. I want to close by saying that I really miss you guys. I miss getting to see you, getting to visit together. I know we do it through email, some phone calls, but it's just not the same. Uh, But I also want to let you know that if you have any needs in your life, any concerns, let me and Alan know. If you need something, we will try to help you out. And if we can't, we will find somebody who can. We're one big family. And you have in family, you have brothers and sisters and parents, and then you have cousins, and you have distant cousins and your distant relatives. Our class in particular is like the brothers and sisters. We're the closest to that group, and we want to help you out any way we can. If you have concerns, if you need, somebody to pray with or just somebody to talk to, give us a call. I don't know how good my advice is sometimes, but I have a really good listening ear, and I'll be happy to pray for you or pray with you. Love you guys. Miss you. Can't wait till we can all get together and study God's Word again. Y'all have a great weekend.